today's video, we're going to be decorating the interior of our 3-story Pinterest beach house in Bloxburg. I love the way it turned out, so I'm going to show you guys a quick tour of this house and then we'll start building. And if you missed part 1 where we built the exterior of this house, the video link is in the description, so make sure to check out part 1 there. But we're going to go right inside and we'll start off on the first floor because yes, we have 3 stories to this house, all decorated. So there's a secret door behind the stairs which leads us to our first lounge room, which is really cute. I wanted to go for a yellow theme for this room, but we use a lot of blue and white and light stone gray and then a hint of yellow here and there for the rest of the house. So not too much yellow, don't worry, but it's my favorite color. Also a great beach color because it looks like sand. So if we go down this hallway, we'll see our first bedroom, which is so cute. This is definitely one of my favorite rooms and I love the tapestry painting. I give you all the decal codes in this video, so as we build and place down the paintings, you will see the decal codes on screen. So continue watching and you'll see all the codes you can use. But yeah, this room is really cozy. I love the way it's set up. So next we have our first bathroom down here. This one's really cute too. I do like the way I set this up as well. It's really simple. We have our toilet in the corner over here, so it's like, you know, privacy, because I know everyone's gonna hate that there's windows in here. They look nice. I also have windows in my real life bathroom, so I think it works. Okay, so now let's go back outside. Let's see our lovely exterior and then we'll go up the stairs to the main floor, the second level, which is gonna have all of our big rooms. So our living room and our kitchen. It's really spacious. This house is perfect for role plays, guys. You have so much space to walk around. So let's go to our second living room, which is another one of my favorites. I love like all the rooms in this house, but I love how open and like beachy this feels. I also love just like the scenery, guys. It is so nice with the new beach plot and the new map. I am obsessed with the scenery. And then we just have some cute little decorations around, like tables, bookshelves. So this leads us to our kitchen. Oh my goodness, guys, I love the kitchen. This is so spacious. It's our biggest room, but it has so much to it. Like, look at this. We have a silverware shelf. Then we have an island thingy with a coconut drink, which is so cool. It looks so good. And then look at this. We have all of our appliances, all of our counters, a bunch of roleplay items like pots and like spices and jars. And I love the view from the stove and the oven area because you get to see the entire beach. Look at that, and all the palm trees. It's so cool. And I love the string lights too, you know, makes it feel even more beachy. Yeah, this kitchen is definitely one of my favorites. I had a lot of fun decorating this, and just look how spacious, like you can zoom out. I just love that. So let's go down this hallway. This will take us to our dining room, and it also leads out to our backyard, which I'll show you at the end. It's really simple, but first this is our dining room, which is super cute. I love the blue aesthetic in this room. Yeah, lots of blue, obviously, because the house is blue. I love to use my exterior colors for my interiors. So over here, this is our office room, which is really cute, very open. It's kind of like a chill room. That desk has a lot of roleplay items. And then let's go up the stairs. Behind is a little chill secret area. So this is our third floor. So this is where the rest of our bedrooms and bathrooms are. So first we'll check out the parents' room, which I love too. I love all the bedrooms, guys. But look at this. It's a yellow bed, and then the painting is just so pretty. I think it matches it so well. Oh my gosh, I love this bed. And then we have this awesome door that leads us to a balcony with a palm tree. And then look at this. You can see the beach. Guys, what a vibe. This house is so cool with the new map. This room is so pretty. I would probably live in this room if I had to choose. So you guys let me know which room you would live in. You get one of the other 2 bedrooms. Anyway, this room also has its own bathroom. So yeah, really simple bathroom again. I do like the way it's set up though. And then I show you guys exactly how to block in the roof glitch. So don't worry, we'll fix that during this video. So let's go back out to this hallway because this is also our little laundry area. So I made an open kind of laundry room. Really simple, just the basic washer dryer. Yeah, super easy to make. So this is our final room. This is our third bedroom, which is probably another like kids room, but I also love this room. I love the blue theme. I also love the little dresser area. It's really cute. Yeah, I just love everything about this house. I think it's super cute, really easy to make, and it's not too expensive. I try my best to not spend too much money, so that's why I didn't do too much to the backyard, which I'm going to show you right now. But I hope you guys understand. I also don't have much like Bloxburg as is, so I couldn't even like place down any play sets or anything that I really wanted to because I don't have much. So I just basically decided to make the under part of the balcony, like the little backyard area, really simple. But if you have more Bloxburg than me, then feel free to add more to it. But yeah, it's a really basic idea just because I didn't have like any money left. Yes, that's pretty much what our house turned out to be. I hope you guys love the outcome and let me know which room is your favorite in the comments, and feel free to decorate with me. I'm going to walk you through the entire building process with my voice, and I do not speed this video up, so it's going to be very easy to build. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the pillars from the front exterior, the ones that are holding up the balcony, and I'm going to go to the back of the house and place them back there just because I forgot to do that in the exterior. Okay, listen, I was so sleep deprived. I was building this at like 4 in the morning. Anyway, we can go inside now. So we're going to start off by placing on the floor, obviously. So we need to place that down, but we're going to start on the first floor. So place in this room, and we're going to color the floor oyster, and then we're going to use the polished horizontal wood planks material. This is going to be our main flooring, so we're going to use this floor for each room except for the bathrooms. So this bathroom, we're going to get a new floor texture, which is going to be the tiles, the rectangular tiles, and they'll be colored white. And the garage is just going to be concrete because we don't really need to worry about that too much. So yeah, every other room, make sure you're using the oyster with the wood planks, and then for the bathrooms, just use tiles and white. And then the ceiling color is white, remember that. So go ahead and place that down for each room. The entire second floor is going to have the oyster. Before the third floor though, we need to place down the stairs. So we're going to be using the attitude stairs. I always feel like these are beachy stairs. So we're going to color them the oyster with the horizontal polished wood planks. And now we go upstairs and place down the floor up here, of course. So for the 2 bedrooms and then for the hallway, of course. And then for that bathroom in the bottom left corner, that's going to be the tiles and the white. Okay, now that the floor is placed, I'm going to place down the pillars. Because like I said in part 1, I placed down the pillars in the interiors during my interior video. So I'm going to place those in each corner, except they'll skip this part so it's not like too boring. But yeah, just place all the pillars in each corner. Maybe you already did that and you're ahead of me. So once we place them down, we can start to place down the wall trim. So I want to start off on the first floor, obviously. So I'm going to be using the flat crown molding from the exterior. And then I'm also going to use the fancy paneling, all colored white. That'll be the bottom wall trim. And now what I'm going to do is place down a door frame, a double door frame, to get to our hallway. Now we can work on this little lounge area entranceway. So I'm going to use a hat stand just because this is like where you walk in. Yeah, I like this floor, honestly. It's kind of cute. Oh yeah, so for my hat stand, I'm going to be using this custom color. It's a yellow. It's one of my favorites. And I like to use this for like a yellow accent for beach homes. And then I'm also going to use wood grain. I'm going to be using wood grain all the time in this house. I love it. If you don't have the custom color wheel, you could use khaki or beige. What I'm going to do next is place down flip-flops, because we have flip-flops! Oh my gosh, that is perfect. The main color of this house is going to be the same blue we used for the exterior walls, so make sure you use that same blue, whatever you used. I'm going to use that all the time, because obviously it's a blue beach house. I love to use my exterior colors in my interiors. And now we're going to work on the lounge area itself. So I'm going to place down a rounded carpet in the center. And then I'm going to place down my own couch. I'm going to custom make a couch using the wicker items. So I'm going to use the left wicker section, and then I will color the cushion blue, and then the outside of it, like the leg part, will be the yellow. And that's about it. And now we're going to add in more. So we're going to use the corner part. And then we're also going to use the plain bald one, and then we'll use the right side and then color them all the same. And then in a few seconds, we're going to place more pillows. I just forgot to do that. Whoops. And now I'm going to color the carpet. I'm going to use white with the pavers material because I don't know. I love to do this for like my beach homes. Okay, now we're gonna take a wicker end table and place it in the center. Same colors, remember the yellow, and then we'll do a white top. And then on this table, I'm just gonna place down books and then use the same colors. So the blue, maybe some mid-gray, some white. And then I'm gonna place seashells. Guys, oh my gosh, we need seashells in a beach house. For some reason, whenever I build beach homes, I always forget we have seashells, but I'm placing them, obviously. And then when I color my items, guys, I'm gonna use the same blue, the same yellow. I'll do light stone gray, white. I'm gonna do all those colors. I like to use the same colors so it's like easier to follow, so you guys don't have to change colors like 10 million times. So and now I'm going to place down a traditional wide bookshelf cabinet, which is going to act as our TV stand. I thought this was kind of nice. I'm going to color it white, and then I'm also going to use light stone gray for the back of it. And then I'll do yellow for the handles and the top part. And I'm also going to retexture it to the wood grain. I wanted to do a lot of yellow in this room, like a yellow theme, because I love yellow, guys. My favorite color, so I'm biased. And now I'll do a TV on top of this little thingy. Yeah, I think this is really nice for a TV stand because then you could also place books, which we're gonna do. We're gonna place a bunch of books, and then I'll show you what colors I use. So I'm gonna use the same blue, the light stone gray, and then I'll even use a new blue. Feel free to use this custom color. If not, just use fog blue that they have. Yeah, so go ahead and place down a bunch of books. And then after the books, I'll place down more seashells. Of course, we need seashells. And then I'll place down like a plant. I'm gonna use a cactus. Oh my gosh, I use this a lot because perfect for a beach house and I love them. And then I'll do a candle. I'm gonna use a candle lot too. I'm gonna use mostly linen for the lighting today, so remember that. I'll use oyster like once, but yeah, I like linen and oyster honestly. And then I'll do this really nice hanging potted plant. I'm going to color all my plants, by the way, sage green with like the classic grass texture material, because that's what I did in the front yard. Now I'm going to place some windows. I'm going to get new windows, these framed windows. I'm going to place one on each side of the bookshelf, and they'll be colored the same as the exterior windows. And then I'll just color that wall white. And now I'm going to place down some paintings. These large paintings are going to act as wallpaper, guys. I have really nice wallpaper I'm going to be using, so feel free to use it. I put the code on the screen. I love wallpaper for my walls so they don't feel so like bald, and they're just like pretty, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to place down another floor plant, you know, same colors like I said, the sage green. And then I'll also place down a floor lamp. I'm placing this hanging floor lamp. Once again, the lighting is linen, the lamp is white. Then I'll place down a hanging basic pot. This is going to be used a lot as well. I'm going to color it white, and then I'm also going to put a cactus in it. I'm going to color like the string part of it blue. And now I'm going to change the pillows. Sorry, I totally forgot to do that, but I'm going to use these rounded pillows. And I do color them yellow, the same one that we've been using. I did use a lot of yellow, so if you don't like yellow, I would hope you like yellow because I love it. But if you don't, I would say replace it with light stone gray. But I'm also going to use a rectangular pillow, and these will be colored yellow again. I'm going to make them a bit smaller. I'll place two of these next to the rounded pillows. Then I'll place a smaller trim pillow, color it light stone gray. Then I'll place one on the left side. Now I'm going to get a fan. I'm going to use a traditional fan and color it linen, and then the fan itself will be white. Now I'm going to take a console table, the industrial console table. I'm going to place that behind the couch. And then just use the same colors, the yellow with the wood grain and white. And then I'll just place down like a vase with some flowers I have in my inventory because they're so pretty, sunflowers. And then just like other basic decorations like a vase, an empty one. I also place those on the bookshelves because yeah, I use these a lot. Great decorations. And then I'll just do a little cup and a photo frame. Now I'm going to take this weird zigzag corner shelf that I barely use, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to use it today. So it's going to be colored white with the smooth plastic, just to hold more plants, of course. And then I'll do other books, basic decorations. You guys can fill this in with anything you like. Seashells, yes, recommend those. I'm going to color the walls light stone gray, but I'm going to come back in a few minutes and actually change the texture. But for now, they'll just be light stone gray. I'm going to use that for a lot of the walls. I'm also going to add in another one of those zigzag shelves in the corner where that hanging cactus is. And then I'll just place more books, more papers, yeah. Perfume bottles. Let's pretend they're not perfume bottles and they're just like decorative glasses or something like that. I'm also going to place more of those large paintings on the other side of the wall next to the door, just so that we can get more wallpaper over here. And then I'll place a long painting. And now I'm going to place these basic oak shelves above the two windows and color them white with the smooth plastic, and then just place down books and whatever other decorations you want. Hanging plant, I love to do this, on shelves especially. Alright, now we're going to work on this hallway area, so make sure you place down the doors, which are going to be the traditional doors, because they match the main upstairs door. So they're actually going to be colored the same as that door, so make sure it's the white and the blue again. And we're only going to place 2 of these because we only have 2 more rooms down here. We'll use them, of course, for the rest of the rooms. So make sure you place down the wall trim. And now I'm going to place down a carpet in the center of this room just because, I don't know, felt bald. And then I'll place a potted plant with a cactus. And then I'm going to add in a fancy bench and color it the blue. Same blue. And then above the bench, I'm going to add in a little clock and color that blue too. But first, I'm going to color the walls the light stone gray, but like the living room, they'll have a different material in a few seconds. I'm also going to add in a pendant. I really like this for beach homes. Lighting will be linen, and then it'll be white, and the hanging part of it will be the blue. That's about it for this hallway. So now we can work on our first bedroom, which is actually like probably my favorite bedroom. I love this one. So make sure you place down all the wall trim. And now I'm going to be using the hairpin small bed. I thought this was really cute for a beachy bed. So then I'm going to do the matching hairpin nightstand, and this is where I'm going to place down an alarm clock. Of course, we want to wake up on time to go to the beach. Guys, one of these days I have to go to the beach in the morning to see the sunrise. I won't even sleep because I usually go to bed like 4 or 5 in the morning. So by that time, like there's no point to even go to bed. I'll just go to the beach and then come home and sleep. That's what I usually do when I see the sunrise anyway. Also place down a lamp, which is going to be the fancy lamp, my favorite. This is so cute. And then I'm going to take a painting, the square painting, and place it above the bed, and this will be a cute tapestry. So nice. And then I'll do an oak shelf beneath that tapestry, so that way we could place down some books, which I'll get to in a bit. First, I'll just do a clock above the lamp, color it the blue. And now let's color the bed. So I'm going to color it the light stone gray with the wood grain. That'll be like the baseboard. And then I'll color the bed itself the same blue from the exterior. And then the bedding will be light stone gray. And now I'm going to take a new pillow. I'm going to use this trimmed pillow, and of course it's going to be colored blue again with the white. And then just make sure you recolor the bookshelf and the dresser to the same light stone gray with the wood grain. That's our main combo for today. Color and material combo. Now I'm going to take the books to place above the bookshelf with some seashells. We need seashells. And then another vase with more flowers for a beach house. Perfect. I just love placing flowers in my homes. They're so pretty. Oh, I'm also going to add in fairy string lights, so make sure that custom placement is on. Start at the top left corner of the painting and then go to the right side. Colored linen. I did this again for like 2 more of my tapestries in the other bedrooms. I'll also place a circular rug. Make sure it's colored white. And then the lining of it is going to be light stone gray with the wood grain. I'm going to add in some more decorations like some slippers. And then a plant. I'm going to actually custom make my own plant, sort of. I'm just going to go to garden and take the luxurious pot, color it white. And then I'm going to go back to garden and take the evergreen plant and color it sage green. It's a really affordable plant. It's more affordable than most of their pre-made plants. That's why I love to do this. It also looks really cute. I'm also going to take those frame windows from the lounge room, and I'm actually going to use a scale tool just to make it a bit smaller, like thinner, just so that we can place 2 of them in between these 2 pillars. Otherwise it won't work. And I wanted to do this. I thought it was so cute, so you could look out at your backyard. I will color these walls light stone gray. I'll finish it up later on, and I will add in a new material. But for now, I'm going to do my dresser area. So I'm going to use the rustic dresser. And of course, they'll be colored light stone gray with the wood grain with some blue drawers. And then I'm going to place down a mirror, a body mirror, which will be colored white. I'll place that in the corner. And then I'm going to place down a bunch of bathroom items on my dressers. I always do this. Bathroom items on my dressers. I always do like perfume, hairbrush, stuff like that. I feel like that's so easy, and it's just kind of like makes sense for dresser. Once again, I'll be using all the same colors for these. So the blue, light stone gray, white, maybe some yellow. I'm also going to place a cactus again. And then I'll place the windows that we've been using from the front exterior. I'll place that above the dresser, and then I'm going to give it curtains, okay? Privacy. I'm going to give it these really pretty curved curtains. They'll be colored white with the foil material. I love that combo for curtains. And then I'm going to place one more of those frame windows behind that mirror. And then next to the door, this wall is a little bald, so I'm going to place the scatter shelves. Also love to use these. They'll be colored white. And then I'll place like a plant and maybe a coffee mug and a candle on this. And then I'll add in a carpet over here for the dresser. And then I'm going to place another one of those hanging cactus plants, of course. And then I'm going to finish this off by placing down a beanbag. It'll be colored the same blue. And then next to the beanbag, I'm going to add in a little bench, industrial bench, which will be light stone gray with the wood grain, and that's about it. Okay, that room is all finished. I think it's so cute. You still have room to walk around. It just feels so like beachy. So we're gonna work on our bathroom now. The first one, so start off by placing down all the wall trim. Now in this corner, I'm going to place the toilet. So you have so much privacy, guys. It's in this corner away from the windows. So obviously place the toilet, and then we'll place down the toilet paper with a trash can. And now I'm going to place down some shelves. I love to use the round floating shelves in my bathrooms. I don't know why. I just feel like they work so well in a bathroom. So I'm going to place 2 of these down above the toilet. I'm actually going to later on color them light stone gray with the wood grain, but you can do whatever. I'm going to use these shelves to store extra toilet paper and bathroom items, so like nail polish. Also color them the same blue and the yellow and the white. I'm also going to place down a painting above the toilet just because it's a little bald. And now I'm going to go back to that door and I'm going to place down the elegant bathtub. I'm also going to place down a shower set with this. Just want to do something like not too overwhelming. And honestly, this feels really beachy. I think like it kind of has that open feel. And then I'll color the bathtub the same blue that we've been using. And then the handle will be white. And then the shower set will be white. And now I'm going to place down a carpet, a bathroom mat, of course, for the bathtub. And it'll be colored the white with the concrete. And then I'll do slippers. Oh my gosh, of course, that's perfect for a bathtub. I'm also going to place down 2 oak shelves. They'll be colored white with the smooth plastic. I'm going to place these above the bathtub. And this is where I love to place more bathroom items, such as shampoo and body wash. Perfect. Definitely need those. And then I'll place down more like soap bottles or soap bars, anything like that you'd think you would want for role playing. Yeah, right next to your bathtub, like it's so convenient. And then I'm going to color all these the same colors we've been using. So the same blue, white, yellow. Yeah, you guys know. Add in anything else or change any colors. Do whatever you like. I'm also going to place down 2 hanging towels above the shelves. I love these towels. They're so like realistic. I'm going to color them light stone gray with the plaid material because I love plaid for my towels. It's so pretty. I also use them for some chairs upstairs, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'm also going to place down 1 wall right in front of that bathtub. So just go 1 across. And I'm actually going to place down a modern window, and then I'm going to color it the same as the other windows. This way, it just kind of gives it more of like a bathroom, like shower set kind of feel. You honestly don't need to do this, but I just thought it kind of like added more, just looked kind of cooler. Now I'm going to place down the sink area. So I'm going to be using some counters, which will be the stylish counters, because they have a little like drawer to them that looks kind of nice. So I'll place that next to the bathtub. And then I'm going to color it. The top part will be the blue with the smooth plastic. The body will be light stone gray with the wood grain. And then the handle will be white with the smooth plastic. And then I'm going to place 1 more beneath those 2 windows. But leave some space so that you could actually walk to your toilet. And then I'll place down the elegant sink. This is my favorite sink to use. It'll be colored white. And then I'll place down more bathroom items. So I'll steal some of the soap from the bathtub. And then I'll place down more soap, towels. Toothbrush, definitely place down a toothbrush. Yeah, place down any bathroom items or roleplay items that you want to use for yourself. These are just what I do. Give you some ideas, or if you want to copy it, of course, do whatever. But yeah, I think that these items are great for roleplays. Obviously, they're like what you're gonna see in a bathroom. So there's not much to explain here. It's, you know, towels. Yeah. You don't want to go to bed with a wet head. Oh my gosh, I always say that. Wait, is it bad that I low-key like, okay, some nights I do go to bed without drying my hair off. I feel like that's really bad because people on like TikTok, whenever like someone says that, they're always like, oh my gosh, and they act like you just like killed someone, and it's like, oh, what? All I'm doing is going to bed without drying my hair because I got really tired. Like, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I just want to sleep. I don't know. I don't do it all the time though, but like kind of makes me like think like, oh my gosh, am I doing something wrong? I don't know. It's not all the time, I promise. Oh, maybe you should place a hairdryer then. I forgot we had that. I always forget we had that in game. We have a lot of really nice roleplay items in the bathroom section that I like literally never remember because I don't roleplay. But anyway, place down anything else you want. I'm also going to do a mirror, this small illuminated mirror, because it has a built-in light, which will be colored linen. It's like 2-in-1 lighting with a mirror. And now I'm going to color the walls. So I'm going to use white with these subway tiles. These are my favorite bathroom material. Yeah, I just love this bathroom now. I'm also going to place a trash can in the center of the counters. And then I'm going to place one clock on that wall next to the toilet, and it'll be colored the light stone gray with the wood grain. And then that's about it. We're pretty much finished with this bathroom. I'll just fix the color and the texture of the shelves. And then we should be good to go, and we can go upstairs. Oh wait, actually, before we do that, this is a garage. Yeah, so I kind of leave my garages like bald because I was trying not to make this too pricey, and also it's for a car, right? Like, you don't have to really do much to this. So all I'm gonna do is place down that pendant light from the hallway, and then I'll just color the walls light stone gray so it matches, and that's it for the garage. You can obviously add in maybe like counters, cabinets, as long as you can park your car. That's the main thing. I'm gonna go back to lounge area, like I said, and change the texture. So I'm gonna use those really long like striped wallpaper lines thingies. That's what we're using. It looks cool. It kind of gives me like a beach feel. So I'm gonna use this for the hallway, the lounge area, and the bedroom. Alright, now we can go upstairs. Make sure you copy the wall trim though. We're going to take that up here and place that around the entranceway and the living room, our second living room. Okay, now I'm going to work on the entranceway first before I do the living room. So I'm just going to do a welcome mat, color it white. And then I'll do just more flip-flops and slippers. Of course, it's perfect. I'll line them up really cutely. Cutely places slippers on the floor. Wait guys, I think more people are role-playing in Bloxburg lately, ever since the update, which is actually so cool. Let's bring back the cutely dialogue. I'm also going to place down this really fancy hat stand. Like, look at how detailed this is. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to go to the living room and place down the wall trim here, and then we'll start off by placing down a carpet, which will be this rectangular carpet, outline carpet. I'm actually going to shrink it in a bit, but first let's place down our couch set, which is going to be the modern hairpin sofa. Using a lot of the modern hairpin items. Beautiful. Also feels very beachy. We're going to color the brown part of it light stone gray with the wood grain, and then the pillows will be white, but we'll get new pillows later on. The legs will be white. And then the couch itself is going to be the same blue from the exterior that we've been using for the last like 30 minutes. So I'm also going to copy the couch and place one on the right side of it. So that we have, yeah, a lot of seats. You can have a lot of role plays, or if you want to fit a lot of people in this house. Now I'm going to place down a fireplace. I'm going to use this simple fireplace. This will also hold our TV. So make sure the lighting is linen. And now I'm going to go back to the carpet. I'm going to resize it, make it a bit smaller with a scale tool. And then I'll place down our coffee table, which will be the metal spokes coffee table, and it'll be colored light stone gray with the wood grain and then white. And And then on this coffee table, I'm going to place down just some books, same colors, the blue and yellow. And then I'm going to place some more seashells because I almost forgot about those again. And then, like I said before, this is where I'll place down our TV, which is going to be this modern frame TV, which is actually pretty cool because we can color it. So I'm going to color it to light stone gray with the wood grain material. I'm also going to place down a horizontal neon light beneath the TV. I love this. It's going to be colored linen. I think this is great for beach homes and modern homes. Yeah, it just looks so nice. And now I'm going to be placing down the rest of the pillows for the couches. So I'm going to use the tufted square pillows. They'll be colored white. And I'm going to replace the couch pillows with these. Then I'll add in the same pillows from the first floor lounge area. So I'm going to use those long rectangular pillows. I'll place 2 of those, and then I'll place another one of those smaller square pillows in the center, which will be colored light stone gray. Yeah, just a simple, really easy pillow design. Basically the same thing we did on the first floor. And then I might resize them a bit just to make the yellow ones a bit shorter. Now I'm going to place down the metal spokes end table next to that couch. So that way we could place down some more decorations, like a tissue box, because I didn't really know what else to place. I want to do something new. I'm also going to go back downstairs and I'm going to copy the frame windows. I'll place one on each side of that back wall behind that couch. I thought this was such a good idea, guys. I'm going to copy our small custom windows, and then I'm going to place 2 behind that couch, and then I'll just move them a bit closer together, and then I'm going to color that wall white so it kind of looks like a really cool window wall thingy. Is that a really cool design? I was like, wait a second. Okay, I think I was building at like 2 in the morning here, so wait. Whenever I build late at night, I always come up with like really weird, wacky things, but it ends up looking good. Now I'm going to take more paintings. I'm going to do the same large paintings so that we can have more wallpaper in this room. So make sure you resize it with the scale tool to kind of match the height of the wall. And then I'll place one on each side of the fireplace. And then I'll place some where the 2 windows are. And then we'll have to shrink them down a bit with the scale tool just so that they could fit the sides of the windows. Also color this wall white. We're going to use the wide paintings and place one above each small window. And now I'm going to go downstairs and take that custom plant we made. I want more plants, especially in this like open, spacious, beautiful living room. Also going to take another floor lamp, this leaning floor lamp. It'll be colored linen and white. And then I'm going to go back to the fireplace and I'm going to take this traditional bookshelf, the single one. I'm going to place that on that wall that's just kind of like there, and then color it white with the light stone gray. Copy it and place one on the other wall to the right of it. And then I'm going to place books. So obviously just take the books that we've been using from the first floor, copy them and place them on the bookshelves. I will skip this part though, so it's not like too boring because I'm just placing books. That's all I'm doing. But after I place the books, I'm going to place down more decorations that we've been using, such as the vases and plants and hanging potted plants. Definitely those. So place down anything else you want on these bookshelves. It's all up to you. I'll also do a small candle just for some extra light. And then I'm going to place more floor plants. Of course, I'm going to place one to the right of the TV. I'm going to move it over in a second because I have something else planned. Which is actually going to be this ottoman, which is actually really pretty. I love this ottoman. And I'm actually going to color it light stone gray, not blue. I changed my mind in like a second. And now I'll color the carpet, which will be white. And then I'm going to use this really cool wood deck tiles material. I know they're wood deck tiles, but like, I feel like these are perfect for like a beach house. I used these in one of my last beach homes. And I'm going to place down a glamorous ceiling lamp for some more light. I love this lamp. It is so pretty. A little expensive, but like this beach house, you know, it's cute, right? We want to add some detail to it. It'll be colored linen again with white and blue to accent it. And then I'll just take another hanging pot with the cactus. I want to place this in all my rooms. And that's about it for this room. Okay, so now we can move over a bit. We're just going to fill in this little empty space, basically with like a little table area. So I'm going to use this transitional console table. And then I'll color it. The top part will be light stone gray with the wood grain. The legs will be white with smooth plastic, and the drawers will be yellow. And then I'll place down some little decorations like a picture frame. I'll place down car keys because it's right near the front door, so that was perfect. I'll do a vase with more flowers, more sunflowers of course. Yeah, anything you want. And then I'm going to do 2 floor plants. These are my favorites. I love these. The overgrowth floor plant, I'm going to place one on each side. They'll both be colored white, and then the plant itself will be sage green. And then I'm going to place on another pot with a cactus. And then we'll place down these really nice sleek picture frame lights. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. I'm going to place it above the windows, color it white, and the lighting will be linen. And then make sure we color the walls. I'm going to use light stone gray with the same, what was that called again from the first floor? Oh my gosh, vertical metal lines material, whatever that is. And then in this corner, I'm going to place down a modern corner shelf. Same colors, it'll be white with the smooth plastic, and the shelves will be light stone gray with the wood grain. And then I'll just place down more books, more seashells, more paper, anything like that. I'm also gonna place down sunglasses. That's perfect for a beach house. And then I'll do a picture frame and then a cactus, of course. Back to that table, I'm just going to add in a long carpet, and that's about it for this area. Then we can work on our kitchen. Oh my goodness, guys, this has to be one of my favorite rooms. I love this kitchen too, so make sure you place down all the wall trim, and then we'll place down the counters. Which will be the arch counters. So I'm going to place one of these counters on that back wall. And then to the right of it, I'm going to place down the fridge, which will be this flex freeze fridge. Try saying that. Oh my gosh, that is such a tongue twister. What the heck? And then I'm also going to place down the other counter with like the drawers, so we get both variants. So now we're going to color the counters. So the top part is going to be light stone gray with the wood grain material. The body is going to be the blue, the same blue we've been using, our main blue, with smooth plastic, and the handles will just be white. So that's going to be our color for all the counters. So I'm going to place a whole row of these counters on that left wall, but for now I'll just place 2 in the left corner because I want to place down my stove and oven. So I'm going to be using the really expensive ones, but they look really nice. That's why I want to use them. So they're both going to be colored the same. So white with the smooth plastic. The handles will be yellow with the wood grain. And then they'll have a light stone gray kind of accent. So next I'm going to place down the Pro Chef stove. Same colors. And they'll be placed right next to each other because I'm going to place down this traditional hood above them. I love to do this in my kitchens. It is so pretty and it adds more detail. This is going to be colored white, and then the lighting will be linen. And then I'll just place down the rest of my counters on the left side. And then I'm going to place down a dishwasher. It'll be placed near the kitchen sink, which I think is always so convenient. So color it white. Now I'm going to place down the cabinets. So we're going to actually use the tall traditional cabinets. I like these better than the arched ones. I feel like they match the counters more. So I'll place the standard one, then I'll place the glass one on the left side. And then I do color them blue here, but later on I changed them to light stone gray with the smooth plastic. So it's honestly up to you, whatever you want to do. I'm also going to place a shelf cabinet above the dishwasher. And then I'll place the smaller cabinets, one on each side of the traditional hood. And then one more of the glass cabinets, because yeah, I really like those. And then for the fridge, make sure you place on the tall traditional fridge cabinet. And then next to the fridge, we're going to place one more tall traditional pantry microwave cabinet, except, oh, I should have placed a microwave there. I did not do that. I placed it in the cabinet, the shelf cabinet. Whoops. Before our appliances though, we're going to place down our island. So we're going to use the right arched island. And then we're also going to place the left one and then make them connect so that they look like they're in the shape of like a sideways L. And then color them to match the other counters. And then on this island, I'm just going to decorate a bit. I like to place cake stands because I like to place food on here. I'm going to place a coconut drink. And then I'm going to place down stylish stools. This will be obviously our little seats. So I'm going to color the cushion yellow and then light stone gray with the wood grain for the legs. I'll place 2. And then I'm going to place down a circular carpet and color it the same as that console table's carpet. And then I'm going to place 2 pillars. So I'm going to place 1 pillar on the left side of that counter and then 1 on the right side of the counter. And then I'm going to go to lighting and take the string lights, the same ones we used from the exterior. And then I'm going to make sure that custom placement is on, and I'm going to place the string lights from one pillar to the other pillar. And then they'll be colored linen. Yeah, I love this. So beachy. I just love string lights. I'll place down a vase and then I'll place more flowers in here. Pretty easy, pretty cute little spot to hang out and eat some snacks. I'll place a napkin. And then I'll even place some placemats just for some extra detail. Color them white. Now I'll place some of my appliances. So I'm going to place a microwave in that shelf cabinet. It's going to be colored white with the smooth plastic, and then I'll also use some yellow and some light stone gray to accent it. That's what I'm going to do for most of my appliances. Then I'll place a coffee maker with a mug. Yeah, you can place in any appliances you want. I'm just going to do like some really basic affordable ones. Trying to make this affordable. For the dishwasher area, I'm just going to place down some dishes just to like add some, realism to the spot. Yeah, use the same colors, white, light stone gray. I'll also do a toaster, of course. I love toast. So that'll be placed next to the stove and the oven. Once again, we're using white and yellow. And then for the stove and oven area, I'm going to do a little kettle. I love tea, guys. Oh my gosh, I just started drinking tea. So good. I love green tea with honey. Also love that they colored it yellow already, but I'm going to change it to my yellow because I'm picky. Then I'll just do some utensils, flip some eggs and stuff, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to take the frame windows that we've been using and I'll place 2 right behind the stove and the oven. I love that open look, guys, to our beach. Look at it. We can see our beach, our water. Guys, the scenery in the new map is beautiful. I love it. I'll also place down some vanity lights above the hood. Make sure they're colored linen. I love doing this. And then above the hood, I'm going to place down some kitchen items. So spices, jars, the hanging potted plant. I love to do that, like little cute spices, you know. I think it works so well for a kitchen. So place down anything else you want, but that's exactly what I do. And same colors, of course. Same white, yellow, blue, light stone gray. Okay, so now I'm going to place more utensils. I'm going to do hanging utensils. I will move them to the top of the hood later on, but yeah, I'm going to place them over here for now. But I will do more spices. Apparently that wasn't enough for me, so I'm going to do the spice racks. I'm going to color them light stone gray with the wood grain, and I'm going to place 2 right here, and then I'm also going to place 2 more on the left side. So basically 2 beneath each of those small cabinets. And then I'll place down some pots in this corner, the left corner where the toaster is. And then I'm going to make sure that this small cabinet is kind of like turned on an angle, just so it doesn't look that weird, because it kind of looked weird. I kind of like this better. Now I'm going to place some kitchen shelves with like hanging pots. So I'll place 1 on each wall. I think that's perfect. Now I'm going to do our kitchen sink, guys. So here is our kitchen sink, of course, colored white. And then I'll do, of course, soap, some dish soap, you know. Some towels, of course. Everything we need for a kitchen sink. I'm also going to do a framed window for the kitchen. And then I'm going to do one more framed window behind that other window glass cabinet thingy. I thought that looked nice together. And then I'll place down some more decorations like a trash can. And then I'll place down a long carpet, and I'll resize it with the scale tool to make it longer so it fits the counters. And then just color it to match the living room carpet. And then place one more for the rest of the counters and the fridge area. Speaking of the fridge area, where that cabinet is, I'm going to place down some silverware. Definitely did not think of placing a microwave. I still can't believe I didn't do that, but this is good enough. I think this is a nice idea though. You know, some plates, bowls, cups, yeah. Now I'm going to take those paintings that we've been using from the other rooms and we're going to make more wallpaper for the kitchen. So yeah, I think this is really nice. I'll place this on all the walls in the kitchen. I love this wallpaper. I use it all the time. And this is where I'll move the utensils over to the hood. And now next to the fridge, where this like empty wall is, we're going to grab a door frame. And then we're going to resize it with the scale tool, make it a bit taller. This will lead us to our hallway, which will lead us to our backyard and to our dining room. Also, make sure you place down more of the paintings for these walls and then color that wall white. So now what I'm going to do is take this plastic shelving thingy. It kind of looks like one of those like catering shelves, so I like to use these in my kitchens a lot. So I'm going to place 2 of these down, make sure the legs are colored white, and the shelves themselves will be light stone gray with the wood grain material. I'm going to use these to store some silverware, so I'm going to place some plates, some cups, some bowls, spoons, forks, stuff like those. Feel free to place anything else, any other kitchen decorations you want on here. I just feel like silverware is really great for this. Adds more detail and takes up that like empty space. I'm also going to be using some of my Valentine's Day plates. If you missed these from the Valentine's Day update, it's okay. You can use regular plates. I just love these. They're my favorite. So I'm going to use the same colors, yellow, blue, white. But yeah, don't worry. You could use the regular plates. And I'm also going to be coloring the cabinets like I was talking about, so I'm going to change them to light stone gray instead of all blue, but make sure the handles are blue. So it's up to you. You can leave them blue though if you want. And then I have to color the fridge because I don't know how I forgot to color the fridge. Like it's just standing out. So I have to color it the white, and then the handles will be yellow with the wood grain. And that's about it for this kitchen. So now we can work on that hallway, which will lead us to our dining room and the backyard. So make sure the walls are colored the same as the entranceway walls, and then place down all the wall trim, but don't place a bottom wall trim on the back wall and the right wall. So the back wall is going to have a door, which is going to be this sliding glass door for our backyard. And then on the right wall, we're going to have the double door frame, and then you can raise it up a bit to match the height of the other smaller door frame. And then on the other empty wall, we're just going to place down a large painting just to add some more detail. And then we're also going to take that picture frame lighting that we used from the entranceway. And then we're also going to place down an industrial bench beneath the painting, colored light stone gray with the wood grain. Now we can work on our dining area, so make sure you place down all of the wall trim. So now we're going to be placing down the dining table, which will be the rustic dining table, which I think is really pretty. I like the legs, they're pretty nice. And then we're going to take the chairs, which will be the rustic stool. I didn't even mean to place the same set. That was a coincidence, but they work well together, obviously. So we're going to color the table the light stone gray with the wood grain material. And then we'll color the chairs, so the legs will be white with the smooth plastic, and then the cushion will be the same blue that we've been using, and plaid, because you guys know I love plaid. It's so pretty. So then just copy that chair and place like 10 more around the table. Now we will start to decorate the table a bit. So I'm going to be placing down my centerpiece, which will be a vase, and it'll be colored white. Then I'm going to take my roses that I picked from my garden, and I'm going to place those in my vase. I always do this, it's my tradition. If you want to place these too and you don't know how to get them, all you have to do is place down a rose bush in build mode, and then get out of build mode, tap on the rose bush, press store, and then store the flowers in your inventory, and then you can take them out from your inventory in build mode and place them down. Now I'll set the table, like for real, like all the silverware and everything. So I'm going to take a placemat and color it white. And then I'll place on top of that my Valentine's Day plates, because I was using that a bit in the kitchen. Same colors, the blue, the yellow, the white. Once again, if you don't have these, you can just use the regular plates. Then I'll take the other silverware from the kitchen, so the spoons, the forks. And then I'm also going to place down a napkin. Definitely need that, just in case we spill our mac and cheese. And then we'll place down a cup, a glass cup, you know, drink our water. That also reminds me, I like low-key don't drink anything but water. I need to like expand my liquids. Like I need to drink more like summer stuff, you know what I mean? Like lemonade. I should drink lemonade. That is so good. Or iced tea. Yeah. So basically I'm just going to copy these plates and placemats and the forks and the spoons and the napkins for each chair, obviously. I'm going to set the table for each chair. So just do the same thing that you've been doing. The placemats, plate, fork, spoon. I'll skip this so that you don't watch me place like 10 million different plates all over repeatedly, because that's annoying. But yeah, that's all we do. But once we do that, we can place on the tablecloth. Which is going to be colored the same blue. And then we can get some light, which will be the antique chandelier. I love the chandelier, really pretty. The lighting will be colored oyster this time. Really nice. I love my oyster lighting. And now we'll get a carpet, which is going to be the rectangular carpet, but it'll be colored the same as the console table's carpet, so white with concrete. And now what we're going to do is take the frame windows from the kitchen, and we're going to place one to the right of that glass door, and then two directly behind the table to the right of the table. And then I'm going to just center the table a bit, because originally I had planned to leave some walking space, but then I decided, you know what, the windows kind of looked a little weird. I think it would look better if I centered the table. So I'll move the table over a bit, just center it all with the carpet and the lighting. And now I'll go ahead and place down the wallpaper. So I'm going to copy the wallpaper again that we've been using for like every room, and then place it around all the dining room walls. And then make sure you color those walls white. And now you see that weird wall that's just kind of like sticking out? What we're going to do is take a window. It's going to be the modern square window. And I'm going to place it on that wall and then color it the same as the other windows. You guys know I kind of like to do this because I did something very similar in the bathroom. I just think it kind of adds more. I think it looks great in like a beach house. So next I'm going to add in some plants. So I'm going to use that custom plant that we had. I'll place it in the corner where that window is. And then I'll place the hanging cactus plant, of course, in the other corner because I love that plant. They're so pretty, like with the flowers. Oh my gosh. And then I'll just place more of the wallpaper on that empty wall just to fill that in. And that's about it for the dining room. Really simple. So now we can work on the office area. So just make sure all the wall trim is placed. And now we'll go to where those two windows are, and that's where we're going to place our desk. So we're actually going to place two. We're going to be using the office desk, placed on the left corner. And then we'll be using the other office desk, like the rectangular one, right next to it. We'll combine the two to make a whole desk. And once they're centered, I'm going to color them the light stone gray with the wood grain, of course, and then the white handles and legs with the smooth plastic. Then I'll place some chairs. So I'm going to be using the really pretty stylish chair. I love this one. It'll be colored blue. And then I'll place a stool. I'm just going to copy the one from the kitchen island area. And then I'll place down my desk thingies. So basically just like papers, books. By the way, if you can hear fireworks, my lovely neighbors have not stopped setting off fireworks for the last like 3 hours. So love it, guys. I love hearing booms all night long. Keep it up. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand these people. Anyway, we're gonna continue placing down our office decorations. I'm just gonna place down a bunch of items in the clutter section and decorations. So like desk organizers, like binders, staplers, you know, pens, stuff like that. So you can add in anything you want. But this is basically what I do. I think it's kind of nice. Like adds a variety of desk items, stuff you can write with and whatever. And then I'm going to color everything the same blue, the white, you know, like some gray, maybe some yellow here and there. You guys know, we're like an hour in. We know what colors we're using. I hope you guys like them. I love these colors. Then I'll just copy the same carpet from that console table and place it beneath this desk, and then just make it a bit longer. And then I'll place a little trash can in the corner. I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of like took up that weird little area. You could throw away like papers and stuff there from like your desk, you know what I mean? And then I'll just do a little stool because, I don't know, I thought it was a little empty. I just wanted to add more. Then I'm going to also take that framed lighting and place it above the 2 windows. And then I'll just color that wall the same as the entranceway wall. As for this long wall though, we're going to get some windows over here. But first, I'm going to place down the modern hairpin chair and then color it to match the hairpin couch. And then use the same pillows. And then I'll place a little hairpin table next to the chair. Color it the same, the light stone gray with wood grain. And then I'll just place down a lamp on top of it. Make sure the lighting is linen and everything else is white. Then I'll just place a picture frame with it. Now what I'm going to do is take those 2 small windows, I'll place 2 behind that chair and then just kind of center them a bit in between the chair and the desk. Then I'll place more of those paintings from the dining room. So they're going to have the same picture as the dining room walls, just to kind of extend out from that area because they're like the same wall anyway. And then color that wall white. And then I'll place some oak shelves, 2 oak shelves. They'll be colored white with the smooth plastic above those windows. Same decorations as always, the hanging plant, some books. And then I'll do one more beanbag because yeah, I just wanted to add something to this like cozy chill area. Color it blue. And that's it for this room. So now we can go over to the stairs and then we can go upstairs. So make sure those walls are colored the same as the entranceway walls. And then what I'm going to do is place on all the wall trim. And once the wall trim is placed, I'm going to place down a double large oak shelf, bookshelf thing, that one right there, and I'm going to color it white with this smooth plastic. But first, I'm going to resize it a bit. I'm going to extend it out all the way and then raise it up a bit, but not too much so that you like trip when you're going up the stairs. Color it white with the smooth plastic and then just place all your books on here. I'll skip placing all the books, don't worry, so it's not like annoying. But yeah, then you can place down some other plants, anything else you want over here. It'll be like a chill kind of hangout area, kind of like the office, but like kind of like a secret area. You know what I mean? Because it's like beneath the stairs. I kind of thought that was a cool vibe. I love that. So I'll place 2 more bean bags. I'll color one of them yellow, and that's about it for this area. Really simple. Oh, but I will place 2 more basic paintings, one on each side of the stairs. But before we go upstairs, make sure you copy the door from the first floor, the bathroom and bedroom door. So bring that upstairs and place that on the bedroom wall and the bathroom wall. Oh wait, this is actually where I run out of money. Oh my goodness. I always run out of money when I'm building, guys. It's so annoying. Anyway, I made more money. So what we're gonna do next is color the walls light stone gray. But I'm actually only gonna color 2. And then I'm gonna go back downstairs and take the wall trim because I forgot to place the wall trim. So make sure you place the wall trim. Then we can go back downstairs and take the same wallpaper paintings. We'll place these for all the walls. And then I'm going to go downstairs, I'm going to take those frame windows again, and I'm going to place 2 on that really empty wall. This will just be like a hallway, obviously. I'll place more of the wallpaper over here. And then I'll just place down a little fancy bench. Of course, it'll be colored blue. And then I'll place that pendant lighting again over here. And then I'll take a carpet, color it white. This will be obviously for the hallway. And then I'll just place 2 more plants, including the cactus, of course. Also, make sure you take that railing from the exterior balcony that will be used for the staircase. And then finish placing some other wallpaper if you need to. Now we can work on the laundry area. So we're going to take obviously the dryer and the washer and place both of those on the front wall. Color it white with blue buttons. And then I'll place more household items, like I'll do the ironing board. I'll color it yellow this time. Then I'll do like a dirty basket of clothes. It's already colored blue, but I'm probably going to change it to my blue. I'll do the detergent, but I'll hide it in the corner because it's neon blue. I hate that, and I can't color it. I also like to do socks because I think that works well. So now I'm going to go back downstairs and I'm going to take those small windows and place one behind the washer and the dryer and then another one behind the ironing board. And now I'm going to take those paintings and then place them for the laundry area. Just have to resize them a bit so that they could fit in here. Also color the walls white because we're going to be placing down the oak shelves again. Make sure they're colored white with the smooth plastic. And then I'll just place down our decorations like the hanging pot, and then I'll place down like some towels and like maybe soap bottles, something that you'd see in a laundry room. And then I'll go downstairs to the dining room and I'm going to take that modern square window and I'm going to place one on each wall. The two weird walls that are sticking out, I just like that look a lot. I think it's really cool. And that's about it for this area. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly take a plant and place it in the corner and then another hanging plant in the other corner, and then we'll work on our bedrooms. So now we can work on our parents' room. This is like one of my favorite rooms too, so make sure you place the wall trim first. And now we're going to take the bed, which is going to be the double modern hairpin bed, and then I'm going to place this down, basically facing that long wall. It'll be colored the light stone gray again with the wood grain. And the bed itself, I'm going to do yellow because yes, I love yellow. I haven't used that for a bed yet. Then I'll give it the new pillows, like the same trim pillows we've been using. Make sure it's colored yellow and white. And then I'm going to give it a blanket, which is so expensive. Why is this expensive? But it'll be colored blue and plaid. And then I'm going to grab a tapestry painting, guys. It's going to look so cool. It's like so pretty. I love this code. And then I'm going to grab fairy string lights again and place that along the tapestry, just like we did in the first bedroom. The lighting will be linen. And all the walls will be light stone gray. I'm also going to take a door frame and place it at the end of the bed. This will lead us to our bathroom. And now I'm going to place the framed sliding double door. This will be placed in front of the bed, which will lead to our balcony, which is so cool. It's going to be colored the same as the windows. Oh my gosh, I love this door. It is so pretty. Like the view out here with all the palm trees to the beach, it is so nice. And then I'll place down our dresser area. So I'm going to use a transitional dresser. Make sure it's colored the same. So light stone gray with the wood grain for the top, and then the rest of it could just be white and then blue handles. Then once again, I'm going to do some bathroom items. So I'll do some perfume bottles. Same colors, blue, white, yellow, light stone gray. Maybe some pink too, some seashell. I'll also do a rounded mirror over here. And then I'll even do a picture frame and any other decorations you want. I'm also going to take that framed window and place it to the right of the dresser. And then we're going to take a floor mirror and then place it on the floor, obviously, and color it white. And now back to the bed. I just wanted to add in like the transitional end table, color it to match the dresser, just so we could get like, you know, more over here for the bed. So I'm going to place one of these on each side of the bed. And then I'll place down the alarm clock. I'll place down a lamp. Make sure lighting is linen. And then I'll even do a vase with some flowers, and that's honestly about it. One last thing, I'm just going to add in the scatter shelf, color it white, and then add in more decorations like a plant, coffee mug, picture frame, anything you want. Really quickly, I'm going to change the material of the wall, so I'm going to be using the polished vertical wood planks. I love this material. I was trying to hold off on it because I know that we used like the other variant for the flooring, but I just love it so much for my beach home, so I wanted to use it. I'm also going to add in the same carpet from the hallway. And now we can go ahead and work on the bathroom, guys, which I actually really like. So place the washroom first, and I promise I'm going to show you guys how to fix this weird area with the roof. So what we're going to do is go to basic shapes and take down the cube. Place it down and use the scale tool. Make it super thin and then extend it out all the way. So same as the wall, and then make it as tall as the walls too. So I'm just going to adjust it a bit and make sure it just blocks in that entire like part of the roof that's sticking through. See, it'll kind of be like our custom made wall. So then place it down once it's ready. See how I place that like right in the center, just so that we don't see the wall there. And then that's it. It fixes that little glitch. Now we can get to placing our bathroom items. So we're going to place down the toilet. I will move that over in a second, but first let me place down the rounded shower in the corner next to the door frame. Now I'll take some counters. So we're going to be using the stylish counter again. I'm also going to use the basic counter with it. I'll pair the two. I will switch them around a bit. So I'm actually going to place a stylish counter beneath the windows instead. And then I'm just going to place a toilet like right across from the shower set. And now I'm going to place down my sink, which is just going to be the basic bathroom sinks. I ran out of money here, so I had to work, but we're back. And now I can place down all my other bathroom items. So the soaps again, towels, toothbrush, you guys know what to place. So place down any other bathroom items you want, and then also make sure you use the same colors. I'm going to be coloring the countertops now, so make sure the top is white with the smooth plastic. And then the body will be blue with the smooth plastic. And then the handles will be yellow with the smooth plastic. Very beachy. And then just color all of your other decorations on here, all your soaps and your towels. And then you see how the roof is poking through this counter a bit? I'm just going to place a towel over it, and look, you can't even see. Guys, look at that. We covered everything up because that's so annoying. Like, I hope Bloxburg releases an update to patch that because it just looks so bad. I don't want that sticking through my bathroom. And then place on the toilet paper, of course, with the trash can. We need those, obviously. And then I'll just do a mirror above the counter and the toilet just so that we don't place any more windows because I know everybody hates windows in their bathrooms. I'll also take that vanity light from the kitchen and place it above the mirror. I love to do that. And now I'll just color my walls. They're going to be the same as the first floor bathroom, so white with the subway tiles material. And then color the shower all white. I will place 2 more basic paintings on this wall just to add some more to it because it's pretty plain, but you could honestly leave it plain, it doesn't really need much. I'll I'll just add in some slippers, and then I'll place down a carpet. It'll be colored white with concrete, and that's it for this room. Okay, now we can work on our last room, guys. This is our third bedroom. It's so cute. I like all the bedrooms. So place down all the wall trim first. And then once you place on the wall trim, we're going to copy that basic shape that we made from the bathroom and place that the same way we did in the bathroom, but for this bedroom. So place it down the same exact way to block in that weird roof glitch. Then make sure you move those paintings over. I'm actually going to use them for this room so you can keep them here. And then all you have to do is resize this wall a bit, make it like a bit shorter just because this room is a bit bigger than the bathroom. So we won't need this wall to be like super big. And then once you have it sized up right, we can place down our bed. So we're going to be using the small modern bed, which is really affordable. And I'm going to color it the same, the light sun gray with the wood grain. And then the bed itself is going to be a light blue, the same light blue that we used a bit like here and there. And then I'm going to color the rest of it light sun gray. And then we'll get the same pillows we've been using for all the bed, the trim pillows. Make sure they're white with that same blue. And then we'll get a blanket, just a cute little blanket to add some decoration. And then I'm going to grab the nightstand, which is going to be the transitional nightstand. Love this one, it's so pretty. It'll be light sun gray with the wood grain, and then the body will be white. And then this is where I'll place down my alarm clock, as you guys can guess, with a lamp. You know what to do. The lighting will be linen. I'm also going to take my seashells because I keep forgetting to place those. Oh my gosh. Now let's do the dresser area. So that's going to be where those two paintings are. So I'm going to use an industrial dresser, which is super affordable. And then I'm also going to take down this industrial pipe wardrobe rack to cover in that part of the roof. Guys, look at that. We covered in all the weird roof glitches. Isn't that so good? So make sure you color these, the light sun gray with the wood grain, and then the rest of it could just be white with the smooth plastic. But just make the clothes blue because I like to do that to match with the bed. I like to color code my rooms, as you can tell. We have a dark blue, a light blue, and then a yellow bed. And then for the dressers, as you guys know, I'm going to place my bathroom items. So this time I'm going to be using some nail polish. And then I'll place down like another vase with some flowers, anything you want over here. I'm also going to take another candle and color it linen just for some more lighting, and that's pretty much it for this area. I will take one more hanging cactus plant for the bed though. And then across from the bed, where that bald wall is, our custom wall, I'm going to be placing down a tapestry. So plain painting, this tapestry painting is so pretty, guys. It's perfect for a beach house. And then once again, I'm going to do the same fairy string lights, just like we did in the other two bedrooms. And of course, they'll be colored linen. And now I'm going to go back to that big empty wall, and I'm going to take the small window and then I'm going to place that right in front of the end of the bed. And then I'll use the same curtains from the first floor bedroom because those are so pretty. And this will be made into like a cute little hangout kind of area. So I'm going to add in an ottoman at the end of the bed, and it'll be colored the same blue. And then I'll add in another one of those zigzag corner shelves, color all white with this smooth plastic. And then just place more decorations like books, papers, anything else you want, like plants. And now I'm just going to add in 2 modern shelves directly above the bed. And then once again, we'll place more books here. We'll place the hanging potted plant, any other decorations. You guys know what to place by now. We're almost done building this house. You guys are experts now. You know what to do. I'll place one more floor plant beneath that window, and then this room is going to be all finished. All we have to do is color the walls the light stone gray, and I'm going to use the same wood planks material from the parents' room, and then that's it. Then this room is all finished, guys. Oh, I'm going to go back to the bathroom and make that weird bald wall the same subway tiles, and that's it. So we finished all the rooms in this house, guys. It is so cute. I love the way it turned out. But I did promise a backyard in the exterior video. So all I'm going to do is take that concrete flooring from the balcony, and I'm going to place just a small sliver right in front of that back door. And then I'm going to expand out from it. But first, I'm going to place down the stairs. So this time I'm going to be using the Right Modern U stairs. I'll place them in front of those 2 framed windows so that you can get down to the beach, guys. Then you can walk to the beach. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. They'll be colored the same as the other stairs we use. And then all I'm going to do is just take some of that concrete and then place it along the edge of the walls. And then I'll just go out one more square and then place another like sliver just like that. We'll just go out 2 squares and that's it. And then just make sure you place on the same deck railing, and then you can also place it on the stairs too if you like. So I'm going to start to work on the backyard. I'm not going to do much for this backyard because I tried making this as affordable as possible, but we have a lot in this house, like a lot of rooms. So I am going to downsize the backyard a bit just to make the backyard area beneath the balcony. So all I'm going to do is basically place some water beneath the windows. And then I'll just add in some plants here and there, like the same ones from the front exterior. So just copy those and place them around. Then I will place the concrete around a bit. And I'll place down like a picnic table, color it the same yellow with the wood grain, and then I'll place like a candle for that table. Then I'll also place a grill with some utensils just to give you some roleplay items. I'll also take those string lights from the front exterior and place them along the pillars. But first, I'm going to take that pillar and I'm actually going to place it beneath the left side of the balcony, just so we get some support for that area. Yeah, so this is going to be a really simple backyard design just because, like I said before, I didn't want to spend too much. It's a really simple, basic idea. And then the rest of the yard is like the beach. Like, that's great. You could just walk onto the beach from your backyard. I think that's really cool. So you could add in anything else. Also, I don't have any Bloxburgs. I can't like buy any like slides for pools or like any place sets, which I wish I could. I don't have enough money for this, so I felt really bad. Like, I wish I could have made a bigger backyard, but I hope you understand. I hope you can enjoy what I have here. Feel free to add on any more if you have more money than me. But yeah, this is a basic, simple idea if you just want something simplistic and quick and easy to make. So that's it, guys. Our house is finally finished and I love the way it turned out. So we're gonna check out the layout, like an aerial view. Everything looks so lively and bright. Oh my gosh, I just love this house. I hope you guys love it as well. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for building along if you built this house with me. I hope you love the outcome, and if you did, make sure to subscribe for more house build tutorials like this. I upload so many videos each week and I walk you through all my build tutorials with my voice so it's easier for you to build. Yeah, I'm so excited to build more summer beach homes like this because I have so many planned. So make sure you stay tuned for more. I'll see you guys in my next summer beachy video. Love you guys. Bye.